Booktube, I hope you're doing well. This is Book Talk, where I talk about books in a metatextual sense, things like representation and trends. Originally I was going to start like a 12-part or so series talking about the different facets of representation and discussing them, such as misrepresentation versus no representation. Unfortunately for that, I completely forgot what the day was. I have 2 videos to film and a review to write for a book which I haven't finished. So today I'm going to tackle when representation that is for you is not for you. And the reason that I decided to talk about this is because it's a very short discussion. There's really not that much to say on it, and it is about Crazy Rich Asians. It was started by a review from someone that I saw on Crazy Rich Asians, and I could not finish it. And Crazy Rich Asians is out here in Scotland tomorrow, so it just seemed right to talk about this. What I disagreed with in that review was the reviewer was talking about, does this movie represent me? And while I do quite like and appreciate hearing what people of that group being represented have to say about representation, this one struck me as quite unfair. This woman was talking about how it does not represent her personally, and that struck me as a little odd, because in arguments for and against representation and whether or not it matters, I've never really seen that stance taken by someone who is pro-representation before. Representation can be many things. It can be escapism, it can be fantasy, it can be a mirror to hold up truths, it can encourage empathy and sympathy, but it is very rarely singular, and that is where my issue with this review came in, because this person was talking exclusively about how it did not represent them. No media will ever represent you, singular, unless it is a biography. It will never do that. The breadth and the scope of humanity will never be captured in a book or a movie, and to expect it to do that is to invite disappointment. You're never going to get that. And that is not the point of representation anyway. It can, as I said earlier, it can be escapism, it can hold up truth, and it can encourage empathy and sympathy. It can also unite and bring people together. For instance, Black Panther, there were photos going around the internet of people arriving in costume and people, making a day of it, making a family day of it, and taking their friends and their loved ones, and those can all be what representation is. It means something different to everyone, so how you can expect a single story to represent each person individually when it means so many different things to different people, and when it can do so many different things. And that's not even getting into death of the author. What the director, what the cast intended is not always what the audience will take away. It is changing at every single point of its production, of its creation, of when you are watching it. It is impossible to pin it down to fit a single person. So let's say you go to a film or you read a book and you open it and the character is the same gender as you, the same race as you, the same sexuality as you, say that it is an adventure that you want to go on, a fantasy that you wish you could live out, there is still no guarantee that this is going to be something that resonates with you, because this character can share all those traits with you and still be nothing like you, can still react in ways that completely and utterly baffle you, but still make sense. To look for something that fits you specifically in representation is impossible. It's a blanket statement at best. You can represent in your works. Say you have an entire cast of Chinese characters, as I do in one of my books, there is still no way that you will get everyone. You can't. It's just impossible. The best that you can hope for is to represent facets well, because you will never bring it down to an individual level. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to like every single piece of media that claims to represent someone of your marginalisation. But you will never be happy and you will never be satisfied or feel represented if you go in looking for an exact representation for you as an individual. And that's such a shame, because there is so much to be had. There are different kinds of representation, and you don't have to, it doesn't have to fit you exactly. But that is my opinion, and I would really like to hear what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you think that there is merit in seeking out representation on an individualistic basis like that? And if you do, I would like to hear why. So for now, bye.